Eye on the Movies with Corey Brunish, an Oregon perspective on Hollywood, the pictures, and the people.
Star Trek has reached its fourth installment in motion picture form, and it promises to be the most popular of the movies spun off from the oft-rerun TV series. The original cast has been retained, and their leader, Admiral James T. Kirk, is back. William Shatner struggled as a Canadian actor for years before gaining momentum enough to land roles on Playhouse 90. In 1966, he signed on to do the Star Trek series and has played Kirk on and off for some 20 years. Recently in Los Angeles, I asked Shatner about his introduction to Star Trek and the role of Kirk. Do you remember your audition for James T. Kirk?
Well, I know that you were a former actor, or you may still be, but and it's and so you're going to love this story. I never auditioned; they wanted me. So
yeah, that's great.
In fact, it works the other way. It's wonderful when the shoe's on the other foot. It's wonderful when the foot's on the other shoe. When you can say, well, I don't know, it brings you, there's a little satisfaction there. But that's what happened. There had been an earlier pilot made of Star Trek, which had been done this year before, and it didn't sell, but NBC was interested in doing it again and recasting it and rewriting it. So that's when I was called to see if I would like to be in it. And they showed me the pilot, and I looked at the pilot. I thought, that's interesting, and I said, yes, I'd be in it if we did some other things, and they said, yes, we'll do that. That's the way it worked.
And did you imagine for a moment that when you signed that contract that you would be feeding your family for the next 20 years and more?
And some other families.
More years.
For more than one family for more than a few years. Yes, I did imagine it, and so I told everybody about it, and I said, now look, this show is going to go on, and I believe that in about 20 years we'll be doing some films. So, and they said, you're crazy, So they examined me, and I was put into a straitjacket for a while.
Having the opportunity to repeat a role like this over and over, working the stage, when you get the chance to do a role twice, it's really a new exploration, and you get the chance to find things maybe you didn't find the first time. What's it like to do this role again and again and again? Are you still discovering things?
Well, the scripts are different, you see, so it's like something totally different. As far as I'm concerned, I don't remember what I did the previous time, so I do something that I think is right the next time. So I'm not thinking of it as exploration. I'm just struggling to keep my head above water.
Get my arm! You got it? Yeah. Scotty! I'm out! I'm here, Scotty! I'm here! We're gonna be all right.
Whales are trapped. They'll drown.
There's no power to the bay door. Explosive override. That's underwater. There's no way to reach it. You all ahead. And close the hatch. Admiral, you'll be trapped. Go on.
The other day I was in a video store to rent The Wrath of Khan, and at the checkout I happened to mention that I would be talking to you, and the lady who was serving me started to moan, and her knees buckled, and she reached out to touch me.
There was an earthquake?
No, it was an earthquake within her soul. Are you aware of this reaction? Is this normal?
Normal reaction? Yeah, sure. People fall down all over the place. No, we had a girl in here earlier that was a little shaky. I still think it was funny. I tried to help her up, but she wouldn't get up. Get up! I said, no, I want to stay here. I don't understand. I just, smile, accept it with some equanimity.
In the same vein, what makes you an interesting actor to watch?
What makes me an interesting actor to watch? Desperation to keep you amused, I think. There is some of that, I think. I think got to do something here.
Well, speaking of that, you have a great comic sense, and here's a hero with a sense of humor. Was that your idea to incorporate that?
Well, that's my way of playing, I guess. I try to, I don't know, it's just, I don't think I have a technique. I think I just kind of do whatever I can do, you know. And part of that is trying to find some humor in a situation which may be intrinsically humorless. I guess one of the faults I find with myself is I sometimes push too hard.
When you take over the director's chair in the near future with Star Trek, what will we see? What do you want to bring to the story that we haven't seen, maybe?
Well,
not plot-wise, just...
there is a camera technique that we use a lot on the streets of Los Angeles in police shows. It's fast cuts, it's movement, it's jagged, it's not pretty, it's vivid. There's a vitality to it. And I have in mind to do something like that.
For now, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, is on a voyage to box office success. In Los Angeles, keeping an eye on the movies, I'm Corey Brunish.
What does it mean, exact change?